I bet you feel it now, baby. Especially since we've.
And I do it, but that's the old me. And when I say old me, that was last week. This is new me. What's up, y'all? It's the Maverick TV, and I'm back with another video. I'm sorry I took a minute to upload. You know, sometimes I just be like, oh, I'm in my groove, I have momentum, and then I just stop. But here we are, back again. It hasn't been too long, and I'm really excited about this topic because I consider this an actual personality trait of mine. Like, I love saving money. I love being cost effective. I think it's one of the greatest skills you can have in life because we live in a super capitalistic society, especially if you live in the US. Like, everything is focused on spending money, okay? And the more you spend, the less you end up having. Like, come on now. So we're gonna talk about how many things do I have? Got my trusty notes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 areas of your life in which you could save money. And I added this up. This roughly accounts to $620 you could be saving a month, and roughly adds up to about $7,500 a year, right? And if you add that up over almost 4 years, 3 to 4 years, that's a down payment for a house. So take these with a grain of salt. Obviously, this depends on, you know, what your income is and things like that, what your habits are. But I think these are great aspects to think about. So number 1, we're going to talk about eating out. Okay. So the average person roughly spends $300 a month on eating out. Now, I don't want to say I don't. I usually don't. I don't like to eat out. I prefer to cook at home. I think it's more cost effective. I like to know what exactly like I'm cooking, and cooking soothes me. So it depends. Like, if you're like, oh, I have to eat out, or, you know, you prefer to cook, or you're a person who might just like buy their meals for the next 2 weeks or a month and stuff like that. There's always ways to save there. But this is if you're usually a person who just like eats out a lot and you're trying to cut back. Here's the thing. Buy groceries, folks. Like, literally $300 could give you groceries for the month. Like, imagine you're a person who spends that much money on eating out and you brought groceries. That's almost $600 a month. So you literally cut that in half, or you can cut down, especially if you're a person, like, one of your goals is to like lose weight and stuff and you're in a calorie deficit. You probably don't even need that much groceries anyway. So I think this is a great aspect to look at. Just look at your spending amount for the month and see how much you actually spend on eating out and how can you cut back. Another thing is, sometimes you just want a treat, right? Like, you don't always want to just cook. You know, sometimes you want that like coffee, or sometimes you want that like donut or whatever. There's ways to go about that without breaking your bank. So for example, Starbucks is one of the most expensive coffee places that I know of. Like, literally, Dutch Bros might be up there with it. I'm not sure. But I just know every time I go to Starbucks and get like a venti coffee, I'm just literally upset with myself. Like, why did I do that? But there's ways you can save. For example, instead of Starbucks, maybe download the McDonald's app, right? They have a super large coffee on there that you can get with their deal for $1.99 plus tax, $1.09, I think. And it's like just as good, especially to like if you just want to get the regular, freestyle it, go invest in some sugar-free coffee syrup for like $6. What is that? $6 for the year? Because those things should last you forever. There's no way you should be pouring the whole bottle into your large coffee, right? And that's cost saving right there. another thing is like if you are just craving some fast food, there's a bunch of apps like for literally all the fast food places that offer amazing deals that allow you to indulge, but you know, more cost effectively. And obviously I wouldn't recommend doing that too often because that literally negates what we're trying to accomplish here. But like, it's like, if you do want to do that, make sure you're going about it in a way in which is like, hey, like I'm still saving money compared to what I would have done. Okay, so that's eating out. Now let's talk about gym memberships. This obviously depends on whether you have a gym membership or not, on whether you're an active person and things like that. A gym membership can cost up to $50 a month, right? Especially if you go to like a LA Fitness and you want to get like that package where you can go into the little muscle relaxing area and like get the red therapy and all that stuff. You know, even if you do something more basic, I think it's like $39.99. Some places might be $29.99, but then you still got to pay the annual fee and then blah, blah, blah. So how about save that money, right? Invest in a pair of free weights off of Amazon. I think it's like $20, right? Get you a pair of free weights. Go to the park, right? You can even get some ropes if you want to. Jump rope, a lot of things. Those are one-time investments. And, you know, you'll have those to take anywhere you want to go. But I say, like, why not go to the park? That's literally nature's gym. You know, you could, like, do some laps, work out. And honestly, that is a gym. I feel like, overlooked the fact that luxury doesn't always have to be taken advantage of, right? Like, when you think about the gym, it's nice to have like the treadmill and this and this and this in one place. But like, why not get outside and get some vitamin D, like, and save money while you're doing it? So I just thought that that's an alternative, right, to having a gym membership that's going to save you $50 a month. Plus, I didn't even think about like the initiation fees and stuff they be charging. So that's probably $150 saved for that year. Next, let's talk about shopping. Now, shopping is a very tricky one because I'm not sure how often people shop. Like, I feel like I really do not shop that often. But when I do, I prefer to thrift. Now, I have been very upset with the thrifting places that I've been going to lately because it's like, we've had a lot of culture vultures come into the thrifting community and literally buy from Goodwill and then overcharge $30 for the same skirt. Like, let's say the skirt was $5. I'm going to these little cute thrifting events. Now they're $35, $40. You know what I'm talking about? The little like Y2K pieces and stuff like that. No, please. Y'all are the kind that I do not like. I do not like your kind. Because like, why? Like, thrifting used to be so fun and so great. Still, it is great because some Goodwills, they have like half off on Saturday and you could just get a flash sale. Like, I've once walked into Goodwill and got like 6 outfits for like $10. Don't tell nobody, but yeah. So, you know, the average person spends about $150 a month on shopping. And I believe it because if you're someone who still just goes to the mall and like buys at these like little boutique places, a pair of jeans could be $40 to $80. Everything has just gone up, right? So yeah, I'd say thrifting is an alternative. Shein, I'm guilty of it. I know. But if you don't want to contribute to like the world of like fast fashion and things like that, I'd say thrifting is the best alternative. Why not reuse the clothes that have already been made? And someone's trash might be your treasure. Okay. Next, recreational. I think this is one of the most important ones because when you're in a mode when you just want to save money and your friends are hitting you up and they're like, let's go to this place, and you're like, you know, maybe not. And like, you might not even say that you're just trying to save money. You just be like, I'm okay, blah, blah, blah. there are things to do. There are many, many things to do while that are free. You don't have to spend any money. You just have to look into those things. But it also depends on what your habits are, what your definition of a good time is. If you're someone who likes to be up in the club, you're going to spend money on drinks. You know, your friends might want you to put in for a little section, for a little bottle. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Don't put it on that bottle. What else? Eating out, so expensive. Like going to like restaurants, elevated dining. I'm not even gonna expose myself, but it can get expensive. So if you're looking for things to do while maintaining your sanity, because you don't just want to stay home every weekend or every time you have free time, here's some fun things to do. Volunteering is always free and it's fun. I mean, it depends on what your idea of fun time is. Personally, I like to volunteer because you can still socially interact with people. You can meet with new people while giving back to your community. If you look up on, sometimes I use like Eventbrite or just Google, search up fun, free things to do, and it'll bring up a list of places in which the entrance fee is free. Now, how you choose to spend your time at that place, that is up to you. But there's also run clubs that like meet in the morning, the evening to accommodate people's schedules that are super fun, a way to get out, get active, and meet new people. Also, I truly believe in the concept of never being bored when you have goals. Okay? And this is so funny to me because I feel like a lot of people get caught up in like whatever they call doom scrolling. I don't even know what it means. I know that I have done it and I do it, but that's the old me. And when I say old me, that was last week. This is new me. Like, no more doom scrolling, right? There's a concept of never being bored when you truly have goals. So maybe take the time to just really sit down and write down what your goals are. What have you been saying next week or tomorrow on? Like, write those things down. It may be that, you want to be a YouTuber and do more YouTube content. Okay, well, tomorrow, make sure that, you at least set aside an hour to do, YouTube content. Or, if you wanted to be a TikToker, do your content on there. If you want to, what are other things that people do with their lives? If it's like applying for school, things like that. Getting fit, making sure that, okay, like you walk this morning, maybe you could set aside an hour to weight train in the evening. Like, do you get what I'm getting at? Like, there's tons of free things to do that, could actually pour back into you as a person. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, that concludes the recreational section. If you liked this video, if you feel like you're gonna use some of the things that I've talked about, then please comment down below, because I truly want to know if this is helpful, if any of my content is helpful. Okay, make sure if you're watching this that you subscribe to my channel. Also, on my shorts page, I do post some food hacks that I use. So if you want to use that too as inspiration to cut down some spending costs when it comes to eating out and food and stuff like that, make sure you stay in tune with my shorts page. Just subscribe to your girl. Like, why not subscribe? You are literally watching my content. Subscribe, okay? And if you like this video, like the video. All right? My The Maverick TV out. Thank y'all.